Yeah, welcome to the Blissful Life Community. Yeah, sorry, didn't hit the
I
record.
didn't hit
So yeah,
record.
we're
Okay.
live on Facebook with the Blissful Life Community. So explain, what is the Blissful Life Community again?
Basically, it is a course to teach people how to live more blissfully and overcoming challenges in life. And it's a lot like the Hope Without Sight podcast that we host as well.
Except it's a mastermind format. Rather than us facilitating the Blissful Life Community, we teach it. Correct?
Yes, indeed.
Well, we don't teach it. I said it backwards. Rather than us teaching it, we teach each other. And now we have Frank King.
I know.
My mentor. Can you teach us how to live more blissfully? You know what my word is.
No.
Please, right?
No.
Yeah. Hello?
So yeah, for those who are just joining us, we're actually doing a Blissful Life Community under extraordinary circumstances due to a hurricane that has hit Houston. For those who are going to listen later, but good news is power is being restored across Houston and surrounding areas, and say there's places now restored. The power has been restored. So
nice.
So yeah, basically the Blissful Life Community, it just teaches people, like we teach each other how to live more blissfully in whatever circumstance you're in. It could be a good, bad, or in between circumstances. Like you can basically have everything going well for you and you can still live more blissfully, you know?
Can you have too much bliss? I don't think so.
Do what?
Can you have too much bliss? I don't think so.
No.
You don't think so?
Nope. Nope, not at all.
Not too much bliss. Or how do I say it?
You say it like that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I like that word bliss. And yeah, and so Frank, how can you teach people how to live more blissfully? Because I know you have an incredible story to share and you speak about this subject. So go ahead if you feel comfortable sharing it.
Yes, I think what you need to do, Sailor, is turn your pain into purpose. I'm sorry, your pain into passion, your passion into purpose. And in your case, my case, turn that purpose into profit by speaking on it and sharing the message with others, which you are doing.
Amen.
I am. Because I have a keynote called Beyond Barriers, Overcoming Challenges and Resilience, which is about diversity, equity, and inclusion for people with disabilities. And, you know, Frank, I've been submitting today, of course, the funny thing is, Monday morning, I got up 6 a.m, was going to start my routine. I didn't think the storm was going to be so bad, but as I was about to turn on my computer, bam, the power went out. It went dark. But anyhow, I was going to do my work, submit speaking proposals. However, I couldn't do it. I could only do it today thanks to me being at my friend William's house, who have a backup generator. And today I submitted 5 speaking proposals.
How long did you go without power? I mean, how long did you stay where you had no power, Sailor?
I stayed for about a day and a day or so. I mean, Monday night was very uncomfortable. I couldn't go to sleep until, 4 a.m. It was hot. I tried to sleep in my bed. I even had minimal clothes on. And I finally went to a living room and it was cooler. And I did finally get sleep. So I called up my friend William and told him and his family, can I come over here? Because they have a generator. And they said, yeah. So I came here yesterday and I've been here today. And so I got a very blissful sleep last night.
Oh, and the blissful event that occurred today is you have power at your place
again. Yes, I have power. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So what is it about the word bliss that you like so much?
just the sound of it, bliss,
Mhm.
is the way it sounds in English,
Bliss. Yeah.
and the meaning that it carries, a state of complete happiness.
And joy. That's right. It's interesting. I come from a Christian perspective. Joy and happiness are two different things. Uh, Joy to me is, we have an acronym. It's Jesus loves you, JOY. You know what I mean? And without Jesus, there is no joy. That's what I believe. Now, obviously, someone else may believe differently, and that's okay. But yeah, joy is basically, if you think about it, it's the idea that you can live in a state of bliss, even if you feel even if the circumstances don't warrant it. You know what I mean? You can still live in that perpetual blissful mindset, knowing that God is with you. You know what I mean? Like for those who are religious, you know, because joy is not dependent on circumstances. It's dependent on someone that you trust. And in my case, it's Jesus Christ that I trust.
Yeah, I'm a Christian too, and I believe in Jesus too. We also have different faiths.
And of course, but like I said, in my perspective, it doesn't matter what circumstance comes my way. I can consider trials joyous too, because I know what it's going to lead to. It's going to lead to perseverance. It's going to lead to endurance. It's going to lead to resilience, and ultimately lead to eternal reward for those who have trusted. You know what I mean? And that's what I believe. And resilience in life is a fact. I mean, when we overcome circumstances in our lives, that can lead us to more bliss, because even though the circumstances may have been bad, which in all likelihood it probably was, in the end, it taught you a blissful lesson. You know what I mean?
It does. It teaches us all a blissful lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, Frank, what do you have to say to that?
I think you two boys are some of the most resilient people I know. Tell you the truth.
Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you so
All
much.
you've been through, all you've overcome, all you've achieved, not just overcome, but achieved. I think it's impressive. Sailor is one large ball of enthusiasm.
I know he is. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
What's interesting about us? We're not supposed to be here. Like, we're not supposed to be alive. We're supposed to be dead because we were born too early.
3 months,
but we're not.
Yeah.
And not only are we not dead, we're healthy. We're actually beyond just living, like surviving. We're actually healthy. Now, the only issue we have is our blindness.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's a blindness, exactly.
And it's pretty interesting that Sailor's sister was also born premature too, but she overcame that, like everything. She overcame it all, like the vision part, everything. So,
Right.
just like my brother was the same way. He was born blind, but he has vision now. He gained his eyesight a few months after birth. So.
How did that happen? Did he gain sight after birth?
Well, it's just spontaneous.
Really?
It's the same with Sailor's sister, twin sister. Because we both are twins. My friend Sailor and I are both twins. My best friend and I are both twins, except we come from a different mother.
Yeah,
we always say
brother
from another mother. Yep, brother from another mother.
Exactly.
And both sets born premature.
Yep.
Wow.
And we were both twins, and we both had a sibling or a twin whose eyes reversed from blindness to sighted on their own. Except our eyes didn't. We had to have surgery. And
okay, one too many coincidence for me.
I know, right? It's amazing. And so I consider that a blissful life. I consider that the fact that I met Sailor in college. We both went to Stephen F. Austin University in Nacogdoches, and we met each other and just started hitting it off. And we lived in bliss. I mean, by
Exactly.
meeting each other, we're in the Braille Cane Club. It's an organization for blind people. It's a club. I mean, obviously sighted people are in it too,
Yeah.
but it's in essence a club for blind people. And it emphasizes Braille and mobility, orientation mobility is what it's called, and where blind people can get around on their own. And we go out to eat and fellowship, in our small little way. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And they even have beat baseball at that school at Stephen F. Austin for blind people. So you can play
Okay.
baseball.
All right. Let's hear how that works.
Well, basically what you do, you have a baseball and it has a little beeper in it and you turn it on. And you have a bat. And what you do is you hear it, the baseball. If you hear it come towards you, to, bat a certain way, just like any other person would, except you're
Yeah.
going by hearing, not by sight. They even have beat basketball and stuff. I mean, they have all sorts of sports for blind people. It's really
They
cool.
sure do.
Yep.
How long does it take you between the time you started playing the baseball and you hit the first, you connected with the first pitch? How long did it take you to get there where you could, hear it accurately enough?
Oh,
You
it
can-
depends. Well,
It
you can hear it
depends, yeah.
instantaneously. Now, I was never really in beat baseball. I've heard it a little bit before, and I've also participated. Now, I did participate in a beat Easter egg hunt when I was like in third and fourth grade. It was pretty cool. And it's basically kind of like the beat baseball, except it's an egg and it has a beeper in it, and you can know where the egg is. Like you can follow the sound of the beeper and find the egg. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
The Easter egg hunt.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
But it's really cool. They're coming up with all sorts of stuff, and I'm really excited that they're coming up with those cars that can drive themselves for blind people, so blind people can eventually drive.
For sure, yeah.
I never thought about that.
And it's
Yeah.
and it's I'm telling you, like it's going to really open up doors for blind people, because if I ever get to a point where I can drive, I will literally be able to go anywhere I want, whenever I want, anytime I want, and I won't have to worry about relying on anyone to take me anywhere. And I won't have to take Greyhound or Amtrak to major cities like Houston anymore. I'd be able to go straight to my friend. I'd be able to go straight to Sailors, just like that, from my house.
Yeah, that never even crossed my mind when they talked about self-driving cars.
I mean, even back in the day when I was younger, I would always hear about that stuff. And my dad would even be like, hey, maybe there'll be self-driving cars in the future to where you can drive. I'm telling you, that'd be amazing. Then I could be a DoorDash driver. I could be in also, I could actually do get like Uber Eats orders. I could probably do Uber and Lyft, and actually be a driver. We'll see though.
Sure. We'll see.
I mean, we can already read and write. We can already do all sorts of things like that. And I feel that in many ways that's blissful too, because the fact that we can use our smartphone, our iPhone, of course it applies to Androids too, but specifically the iPhone that we use, because it has voiceover built into the phone. Every modern iPhone does now. And what it does is it reads the material to the screen. Like it reads the screen to the user, rather. That way, the blind individual, despite being blind, can still use it. In other words, Sailor, he uses it.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Like I use it. You could technically use it, Frank, if you wanted to. I mean, you don't obviously need it, but if you wanted to, you could, because you probably have a smartphone. You probably have an Android or an iPhone. I don't know what you have, but either or, even Androids have talkback on them, which is basically kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool.
Now, Frank, something else blissful I want you to talk about, maybe you could teach each other, is you can teach people. You have a subject of passion that you're very passionate about. It's hard to talk about. We have to break stigma, but your signature talk is about suicide prevention.
Correct.
So you give us some light on that?
Yeah, I speak on suicide prevention generally as a workplace or college health and safety priority. 3 college students a day, every day, kill themselves. That's why I speak in colleges. I teach the signs and symptoms of depression and thoughts of suicide, what to say and not to say, what to do and what not to do, how to find resources, because what I discovered, Sailor, was that even though one person dies by suicide in the US every day, 9 people die by suicide every day in the US. Hardly anybody talks about it unless you bring it up. And then, dear God, everybody's got a story. So my job really is just to come in and start the conversation, get people talking about it, sharing their feelings and experiences. That's what they pay me for, is to get people talking, because the idea being break the silence, break the stigma, because there's a stigma attached to mental illness. There's a whole separate stigma attached to thoughts of suicide. And one of the reasons people don't share those thoughts is because of the stigma attached. So I try to bust that stigma, and my goal, Sailor, is to save a life a day.
Exactly.
Good.
Eh,
Well,
yeah, that's
you
Yeah.
bring up a good point, because there's stigmas surrounding blind people.
Yeah.
There's stigmas surrounding people with epilepsy. There's stigmas surrounding people with Alzheimer's, all sorts of things. And they're myths. Like, in other words,
yes.
the idea that blind people can't do XYZ because they're blind. Excuse me? No. They can do
No.
things. They can do certain things. Now, obviously, I mean, we got to be realistic as blind people. Sure. We can't drive yet, officially yet. We can't be in the military yet, officially. But other than that, we can do basically almost anything. There are blind mechanics. There are blind. You wouldn't imagine what kind of blind people are there. Blind chefs, blind everything. But yeah, you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point about suicide and stigmas regarding mental illness and things of that sort too, because there are people. If there's one thing you never say to someone who is grieving or they have thoughts of suicide, you never say "get over it." You just don't.
No, never say "get over it." No.
You never, ever, ever say anything like that. I don't know why people say it. I think it's because they're callous in some ways, and sometimes it's just a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you would never say to somebody, depression's a chronic illness like diabetes. You would never say to somebody with diabetes, just get over it.
Well, no, you wouldn't, because it wouldn't make sense.
No.
And even with depression, it doesn't make sense.
No. But I mean, it's, sometimes it's ignorance. Sometimes it's just, like I said, being callous. Sometimes people just don't understand what it's like to live with a chronic condition of any kind.
Right.
I mean, check this out. We're doing a Blissful Life Community as I travel. I want to show y'all some other people. This is my friend William and his dad.
Hi, how are you? He went outside of the car.
Yeah, we're gonna go have ice cream while we're doing the community, because I have my iPhone.
How about that? Yeah, you can live in bliss by eating your ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
we're getting out.
Always generators.
That's the generators right there. Thanks to those generators, we blissfully have power,
I know, right? A little bit later to start, but that's okay.
Yeah. Over here. Yeah.
Step over there. Little step there.
Yeah, we have power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, every day you can live blissfully if you want to, but it's ultimately your choice to live in bliss. Do you want to live in bliss, or do you want to live in misery? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Ice cream's going to help.
Oh, it'll definitely help. I love ice cream, especially during the summer.
Yeah. This is my friend William. Yeah. Yeah. So, good evening. Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. We thank you, William, for hosting me tonight during the storm. You're welcome.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Maybe one day when I come again, I can see your friend William. I can meet him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We shall see. But I hope everyone so far is enjoying this event that we're doing. Feel free to leave your comments if you have any, comments about what we've done, any feedback. We'd happily accept the feedback. We'd gladly appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm still
So is
trying to
there
wrap
any,
my mind around Sailor being an Uber driver.
well, who knows? Maybe one day.
I know. I feel for the passenger in the back seat because of Sailor's energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
yeah, actually,
Yeah. Trapped in the car with Sailor. Oh my
Woo!
God.
He'd be like, no, man, you scared me. You too
Yeah, let
excited.
me out here. That's fine. I'm good.
Right? But I tell you what, technology has really changed.
oh, wonderful.
Technology has really changed our lives in many ways.
Yeah, I think the fact that you could be an Uber Eats driver or whatever, just amazing.
Well, I mean, we haven't gotten there yet, but they're working on the self-driving cars, like they're in trials.
Oh yeah.
But
We'll get
yeah, the fact, like what I'm talking about right now is in the present, the fact that technology has advanced so much now to where us blind people can do so many things. Like we can order food like any other person can. We can send people money like everyone else can on the apps. We can use certain appliances that are app capable, like even air fryers, I think washers and dryers, microwaves. I even think certain ovens are capable of using an app for your iPhone or Android. And so, yeah, I mean, there's even voice controlled lights that you can utilize. Like we have a Google Light system in our house, and we have cameras, and so that's pretty advanced in terms of the technology. And so technology has made every person's life better and easier, like no matter if they're blind or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's what accessibility literally means. It's being able to access what you need no matter where you come from.
Yes.
And that's accessibility. And I feel that by incorporating accessibility into technology and encouraging companies to do the same, that'll allow people to live more blissfully no matter where they come from, even if they're blind or not.
For sure, yes, for sure.
And I'm hoping that in the future, technology will advance to the point where it won't matter if you're blind, sighted, epileptic. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to do virtually just about anything. Self-driving cars, hopefully self-driving cars will be a mainstream thing where no one will have to worry about driving anymore. You just get in the back seat, drive, go wherever you need. Now you can still be a driver per se, but you wouldn't have to drive. Does that make sense? You would just tell it where you wanted to go via an app or whatever, and boom, it'll tell you. It'll take you.
Yeah, exactly. It'll take you.
And hopefully, there'll be even more technology to do other things, like I don't know, cutting, like being able to use certain electronic equipment to help you cut better, like with whether it be food, whether it be other things you need to cut to make things or whatever it might be, like mechanic work.
Because we have trouble cutting food, you and I, as you know.
Yeah, I do too. Now, I don't know about. I've never really used a pizza cutter, but yeah, that's probably not too hard to use.
No.
And William, he lives pretty blissfully by recording his music, Yes. Yeah. William and John, this is the Blissful Life Community monthly call that we have. It's $25 a month. It's at least that from a Blissful Life Community, where it's a mastermind session where we come together and facilitate, teach each other how to live in bliss even during challenging times. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's challenging right now in Texas, I can tell you that.
Well, it's because of the hurricane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But luckily, the sun is shining. no more rain, no more none of that. And Houston's starting to get back on its feet. And even where
Oh,
we
yeah.
lived, we had some tornado activity a little bit, but
Oh.
we're getting back on our feet and we're doing good. I mean,
Excellent.
we didn't really have any issues all that much. We had a little bit of power issues like here and there, but it wasn't just on days where it rained. It was even on days where it was sunny. It would just go out for a second and come right back on. And that was it.
Yeah.
Like it didn't, we didn't have a major outage or nothing. So that's
So
a good
wait,
thing.
William has a generator.
Yeah, he does. He has a generator. And this is so crazy. My grandmother is supposed to have this generator installed, a standby generator installed at the ranch tomorrow, but it was supposed to be installed back in May, but we were just shy by a few days. And what's even more ironic, I mean, John, I don't know, I heard y'all got y'all's generator just
Last
in time.
Wednesday.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah,
They came on just like it was supposed to.
yeah. And
That's
Still
awesome.
running.
yeah.
Thank goodness.
Dang, we have a
And William is a unique character, he is so funny. William, I want you to tell people when the power goes out, it's so funny. Yeah. Yeah.
we have a generator where we live too.
Oh, you do? Oh, great.
Yeah,
Yep.
so do we.
One
Yeah.
second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to talk about on this call, or should we wrap it up? How should we wrap it up?
I'm good.
So, you're good?
I've
And so,
learned
yeah,
that-
how about that? We were able to have a call after all, even during the storm today.
yeah, and I've learned a ton.
We were.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, he was in.
So, any other messages you want to leave to my community? You, Tyler, and Frank, anybody?
I
Yeah,
think.
just
Go ahead, Tyler.
keep your head up high and don't let anyone tell you, oh, you can't do something just because you're in a specific status in your life, whether it be disabled, poor, or in between. Because even being poor, people always think, oh, I'm poor, I'm this, I'm that. But the fact of the matter is, you can stop being poor by embracing opportunities and freedom and liberty and stuff. And you can literally create a business out of your basement, and you can make it. It may not seem like it, but you can. There are literally people today who don't have two nickels to rub together, and they became fairly wealthy. Doesn't mean you'll necessarily be rich. You don't. To me, actually, the poorest person here in the U.S. is actually wealthier than most of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not, the
Yeah.
poorest person in the U.S. can actually survive fairly well. I'm poor. I'm beyond poor, and I'm doing great.
And you see, I
Yeah.
want to echo. I believe there are many other wonderful countries around the world, but we live in the greatest nation in the history of the face of the earth. America is
Oh,
the
yes, we
land
do.
of opportunity.
Land of the free and home of the brave, as the Star Spangled Banner says.
Yeah.
And I love that song.
2 lines. Yeah.
I know it's being patriotic here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Patriotism's a good thing. But yeah, I hope y'all have enjoyed what we've done so far tonight. And our next meeting will be Wednesday, August 14th.
That's the second week in August, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Today
Thank
is
you.
the 10th. Yep. Wednesday, August 14th at 6 p.m.
Yeah, William will be in Guatemala. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, maybe he could still join us on Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can
And-
join anytime, anywhere.
And by the way, by someone paying for this community, you're sponsoring any person with special circumstances that has disabilities or privileges. They can join the call for free as well. So
Excellent.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
right. In other words, by Frank paying, he's sponsoring someone who basically can't pay. And
Right.
that's pretty awesome.
Yes,
So
it
if
is.
if 6 people sponsor, that means 6 other people can join for free, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So in essence, 12 people for the price of 6.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. What were you going to say?
So-
What were you going to say, Frank?
Spreading
You were
love.
about to say something.
Yeah, well, Sarah said that bliss was an English word. No, I think bliss is a Texas word for
Right?
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And Frank, I can tell you're not from Texas, are you, Frank?
no, born and raised North Carolina.
Ooh, North Carolina. Well, that's still technically part of the South, but
Yes,
it's not as southern as, say, Texas. But it's
no,
still.
it is not, and people remind me of that frequently. Well, that's not really the South. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah.
where Myrtle Beach is and all that, right? That's
I
South
spent
Carolina.
a week or two every summer when I was growing up. Myrtle Beach, Cherry Grove, Ocean Drive,
Oh yeah.
the Grand Strand.
And then there's Oak Island, North Carolina.
Yep.
Yep. That's like a beach.
Well,
in
the
a
Outer
sense.
Banks, I think, I believe.
Yeah.
Honeymoon at Nag's Head.
Yeah. I've heard of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I've heard they're very nice.
Mm-hmm. The one
then
thing
there's
I-
hurricane.
too.
Then you guys know about hurricanes, so
Oh yeah, North Carolina has them too.
oh yes, and the Outer Banks takes the brunt of the when they come in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They do put coleslaw on their barbecue. I think either
Ooh,
North
hey,
or
man.
South Carolina does.
Barbecue.
I'm not a big fan of coleslaw, but I like sauerkraut. It's pretty good, but coleslaw, it's okay.
Yes, well, coleslaw and it's vinegar-based sauce in North Carolina, not red.
Oh, I'd probably like that then.
And hush puppies.
Oh
Yeah.
Hush puppies are amazing.
There's some bliss for you boys.
Mm-hmm.
Coleslaw and hush puppies.
I love me some hush puppies,
Yeah.
especially at Long John Silver's.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
To work there 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And you told a story about Long John Silver's too.
I used to cut up to 800 pounds of fish
Yeah.
on Good Fridays.
Yeah.
And that's 2/5 of a ton.
Yeah.
I had the right
All
hand.
right.
Yeah. Well, how about that? We did it, the Blissful Life Community Call, even tonight during a power outage. And we're resilient. You know?
You ain't lying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think I may just, with the assistance of ChatGPT, I might just write up another article about how successful this one was too.
Yeah, please.
God.
Yeah. Please do it and send it to me, Matthew. Yeah.
And then
God bless,
what I
yeah.
could do is write a subsequent article about the future one, which is August 14th at 6 p.m. Central. We were a little
Yes.
bit late today, but that's okay. We were a
Yeah,
little bit
'cause
late
like I
today.
said, I wasn't sure if we were gonna be able to do it. Like I was counting on you, Frank, and Marilyn. Marilyn had another appointment, so she couldn't join. So I know you had a coaching call too, right, at the same time, but we scrambled together. We did it.
Oh, yes, we
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we did. And we actually had more than 2 people in here. We
Hey,
had 4
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, my William and his dad too, and
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So there you
Y'all
go.
get to join as a thanks for hosting me to get me out of this heat. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the future, instead of just doing a Blissful Life Community on Zoom, maybe one day we can do one in person.
Yeah.
oh, that'd be nice.
One person and on Zoom, yes, for sure.
Oh, not that
Maybe we
idea.
could do one. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we could do one at the Marriott in Dallas, like we were gonna do Speakers Playhouse, but they're not doing that anymore. Maybe we could start doing our own Blissful
Yeah.
Life Community
Yeah.
there.
Like I enjoy meeting you at Speakers Playhouse, and sometimes I felt I'm losing confidence in my speaking career, but I shouldn't. You tell me I'm your star pupil or what? Why?
You are. You're the Tyler. I send out speaker leads to 70 people every week. 70 speakers.
Dang.
70. Bro. And you know the only one who does anything with it, and when I say anything, I mean submits 12 to 15 applications a week is Sailor.
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm gonna get it this year. I am.
He
Oh, yeah,
is,
you will. You definitely will. But
Yep.
I really enjoyed when we did have Speaker's Playhouse live in Dallas. It was a blast. It was amazing. It's sad that they're not doing that anymore, but you know what? That's okay. We can pick up the mantle, and Sailor and I can host something like
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, boys, I'm gonna get busy. Good.
All right.
Glad you survived the hurricane. Thank you, William, for housing my friend Sailor briefly.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And Frank, I think we're meeting on Friday.
I believe we are.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you then. And guess what? My cousin Haley, she fixed up my website a little
Oh,
bit, and so I want us to look at it as well. So
well then
All
I'll see you
right.
there.
yeah. Well,
All right,
stay
gents.
blissful, everybody. Thanks for listening to this call, and live in bliss.
Bliss.
Absolutely. Good night, everyone.
Bliss.
See you
Yeah.
guys.
Sorry, Sailor Pond said they have electricity, so they're closed.
They're close. Yeah, right.
Woo, that was so good.